bookseller Seth Wells for unpaid credit card charges and an unpaid bill for internet service.
Come to order. All rise. This is case number 88 on the calendar in the matter of Whiteacre versus Wells. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Whiteacre, was the defendant a boyfriend of yours who was living in your house?
Yes, he was.
How long did he live in your house?
About 4 months.
And you were living with your parents?
Yes.
And your claim is that he ran up some bills while he was living there.
Correct.
And in addition to the bills, you also have an IOU that he signed.
Correct.
The defendant says, he doesn't talk much about the bills in his answer, but he says he was forced to sign the IOU under duress. So first, let me take a look at the bills. Then let me take a look at the IOU. You're going to tell me a little bit about why he came to live with you and what the bills were for. And then I'm going to hear all about the duress.
Everything.
So while I'm looking at this, because I can usually do a couple of things at one time, as long as they're not too hard, can you tell me why he came to live in your house?
He came to live with us 17th of October in 2001. We had been dating when we both lived in Seattle. I had to return home to California, and he had to return to Syracuse. We had been communicating in between then, letters, emails, phone calls, and we both thought that each other was the right one.
You both thought what?
Each other was the right one. And, well, we aren't, but...
Go ahead.
Okay, and so he came to live with me, and it was only supposed to have been until about the middle of January. Things had deteriorated so much by then that he moved out the next month.
And while he was there, what kind of bills did he run up?
When he arrived, he had virtually no clothes. I ended up taking him to Mervyn's, and he spent about $150 there on clothing for work.
Well, what did you tell him about that expenditure?
When he came to me and said, would it be all right if I went and got some clothes and used your credit card? I'll take over the payments. And I said, well, I actually owe some money on my credit card, so why don't you just give me the money? And he said, okay.
And he never gave you the money?
He ended up giving me about $150 of what he owed, and that's it, in 2 payments.
All right, well, what else? Because I see a lot of little charges here. $15, $3.57.
He actually paid some of that money.
Well, what didn't he pay?
He paid 2 things virtually when they were put on my credit card. One was his cell phone bill, which was $53, and another one he gave me partial amounts of money, the $80 for cable internet bill, I believe.
What's $103 in interest?
That's how much interest. He's been accruing this interest more or less since October.
I'm going to read something to you. I, Seth Q. Wells, do agree to pay Summer Whiteacre $343.17 in credit card charges, and then you crossed out, I assume you crossed out, I do further agree to pay 6% interest calculated each month until the end of April, when the above debt will be paid in full. Did you cross out the interest part? Take a look.
No, she crossed that out. I did
Okay.
not cross it out.
That is your signature.
Yes, it is.
Then here we go, sir. It's your turn. Talk to me about this duress.
Basically, she was in the process of taking me, she was moving the last of my stuff to my new apartment. And we had been discussing the relationship and the end of the relationship. And it basically got to the point where she was really upset and out of control. Like, literally, I was not...
Explain to me out of control.
Basically, she was crying and yelling at me, saying that it was, you know, I needed to accept my part of the responsibility for the relationship, and her speed was increasing. And
You were in the car?
Yes, I was in the passenger
Yes.
seat. And I literally did not feel safe under the situation. And she has actually been in the same mindset before, and I felt the same feeling of being unsafe with the way she was driving.
He chooses to bring up... Shh. I'm sorry.
And, I mean, I couldn't... I did not feel...
Will you get to the IOU, please?
Yeah, well, she handed it over to me saying, you have to sign this. And this is when she was...
Where was it when she handed it to you?
It was in her hand, and she handed it over to me. We were in the car.
Well, she was driving.
Yes.
And she's crying.
Yes.
And she hands this over to you.
She looked over and handed it to me.
Right. Is that when you gave him this, in the car?
Yes, it was in the car.
Uh-huh. Go ahead. So you signed it while she was driving?
Right. I basically felt that if I did not sign it, then it would have escalated, and I didn't know to what point.
Okay, now you sign it.
Yes.
Did she calm down?
Yes, she did.
And were you still holding it?
Yes, I was. Well, after I signed it, I did hand it back.
And she took it back while she was...
While she was driving.
While she was driving?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And hysterical?
Yes.
Does that sound right to you?
Not really. I was upset. I wanted him to stand up and say, yes, I am responsible for these charges. He chooses to bring up relationship issues in the car.
I'm not interested in relationship issues. I'm talking about fear.
I don't see how he could have been afraid. He is quite a bit larger than I am.
He doesn't have the car behind him.
He could have overpowered me at any time.
I wasn't afraid of you.
No.
I was afraid of driving.
Look, Mr. Wells, you signed the IOU.
Yes.
Paid the lady the money, $343.17. Pretty exact amount. Are these your charges?
Yes.
Then what are we here for?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
At worst, you're paying for your own clothing that I assume you're wearing.
Yes.
She's not getting any pleasure from it. She's not seeing you in it when you're going out for dinner.
And later today,
I've trained hundreds of people at that school. I've never had an incident like this.
That's a pretty nasty email from a businessman.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Summer Whiteacre says ex-boyfriend Seth Wells owes for credit card charges and bills while they lived together. Seth says he was forced to sign a promissory note.
If they're your charges, who cares whether you were forced to sign an IOU under duress?
Part of them was already paid for.
She gave you credit for what you paid for, sir.
Right, what I paid for is part of that list. It's not the clothing. The clothing, she had said, and I said, you know, it'll be a while before I get, you know, my first paycheck and be able, you know, to pay you back. And she said, don't worry about it, you don't have to. It was the beginning of the relationship, and, you know, when everything is, like, wonderful and happy. And I said, okay. She said, you don't have to, don't worry about it. And I said, are you sure? And she said, yes.
So you're saying to me these are your charges, but it was a gift?
The clothing, yes, was a gift.
Yes.
The rest of it was not, which I did pay the $150.
But there's more charges here than $150, sir.
I'm not exactly sure how that's been. It's been increasing every time she talks to me, so I'm not sure what she's. It's always a new amount.
I don't know. All I know is I can't be bothered with the two of you anymore. We're talking about $343.17. At worst, you're paying for your own clothing. That's the worst scenario. Right. Clothing that I assume you're wearing. Is that right? Not
Absolutely.
Today, necessarily. But you're wearing it.
Yes.
She's not getting any pleasure from it. She's not seeing you in it when you're going out for dinner.
No.
Don't make a big deal of it. Just pay the money, put a period, sayonara, and goodbye. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff, $343.17. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I broke up because she had cheated on me. She got bitter because I broke up with her, and now suddenly, you know, now you owe me this, now you owe me that.
He's the biggest loser I could have ever found in my entire life, and he can't own up to his mistakes.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Parker Cruz versus Bumper. Step forward, please.
20-year-old student Brittany Parker and her friend, 19-year-old student Nil Marie Cruz, are suing boxing coach Jada Bumpus for a refund of the money they paid for boxing lessons.
All right, you two ladies go to college, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you decided to sign up for some boxing lessons for exercise with the defendant. One of you paid in full $150. Which one was that? And you are?
Brittany Parker.
And Miss Cruz, you didn't pay the $150, you paid $100.
Yes.
And you told Mr. Bumpers that you would be giving him the other $50 when you came back. Each of you took one lesson, and then you decided not to continue for whatever reason, and you want your money back.
Yes.
The defendant says, no way. And aside from everything else, you stood him up for about 4 classes. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When was your first boxing lesson?
November 7th was a Wednesday.
Do you have a contract with the defendant?
We didn't sign any contract, but we had receipts.
Was there any conversation about the 10 lessons? How many lessons you were supposed to take within a certain period of time?
We figured that we'd do it every Wednesday and Friday at 4 o'clock.
And you were supposed to be there on Friday.
Yes.
Did you go?
No, I called them at 7 that morning because I had a family emergency that sprung up on Thursday, so I had to be home.
What kind of an emergency?
Well,
Not well. What kind of an emergency, Ms. Parker?
my family was going through a divorce. Well, my parents were going through a divorce at the time, and I had to attend to my mother's needs.
The following Wednesday, did you show up at 4 o'clock?
Yes, we both did.
Did you take a lesson?
No,
Why not?
because he wasn't there.
Why weren't you there, Mr. Bumpus?
Because the class was scheduled for 3:30 to 4:30 was the agreement. This 4 o'clock is very conveniently, they've come up with this time. It was scheduled from 3:30 to 4:30, and we agreed that it'd be twice a week. Because I gave them a big discount, I usually charge $250 for 10 private 1/2 hour sessions. To college students, I charge $185 because they're college students. When Brittany Parker called me, it was 7 weeks after September 11th attack. Business was slow. I said, I'll give you a $25 discount if you sign up right away for $160. She said, well, I got a friend that wants to sign up. Well, what if the two of us sign up? So I said, well, you bring me $300 and the two of you can sign up.
Does that sound right?
All but the time. I'm not sure if it was at 3:30 or 4.
So you're not sure?
Well, it's been a while. This was back in November.
Well, if you're not sure, then he knows, and it was at 3:30.
Whatever time it was, if it was 3:30 that we were supposed to meet him, that's what time we were there.
You don't know that at all. So did you call him when he wasn't there?
Yeah, I called him right away when we were standing at the gym waiting for him.
Did you reach him?
Nope, voice left a message on his answer machine.
When did you next contact Mr. Bumpus?
I finally checked my my email that day or night, and I found the emails that he sent me over the weekend after the Friday class that we missed.
Well, can I see those emails?
Yeah, I have them all here. The first one is the introduction to his program.
No,
It's about 3 pages long.
Mr. Bumpus, I'd like you to take a look at this email, please, and tell me if you recall sending it.
Okay. This may be. It looks.
It was a message that you sent, sir. I have the other email
yeah,
here.
it looks like.
Okay, so let me get the time frame correctly. Give me that back, please. Time frame is they come in and they start and they take one boxing lesson on Wednesday, November 7th. They were supposed to come back on the 9th for another lesson and didn't show up.
Right.
Right? You didn't show up. Mm-hmm. Now, he's entitled to be paid for the 9th when you didn't show up. He was waiting there for you. He says he didn't get the message. You didn't reach him. You may have called him in the morning, but you didn't reach him. Is that right?
No.
No. But then, come Wednesday, he says you're supposed to be there at 3:30, and he indicates that in the email. He'd like to see you between 3 and 3:30. But on Tuesday, sir, the day before, Tuesday, you've already sent this rather nasty email.
Can I explain it?
Well, you sent them.
Can I
You
explain
sure
why?
can, but let me tell you
Okay,
what
go
you
ahead.
said. You said in the email, the price of my classes is $185. You bargained me down on the premise that you would each give me $150. Then Nell Marie showed up with only $100, promising to bring the rest on Friday. Without an utterance from her, you called at the last minute and claimed that the two of you would be seeing me the following lesson tomorrow, Wednesday. And then you write in block letters, wrong. I can't and won't do business like that. Neither of you have shown an ounce of integrity in my dealings with you. Unless you can assure me that you'll give me $10 and Nell Marie $60, the original charge of $160, then I won't give you classes until you meet your obligation, period. So you changed the contract from $150 to $160 in here. I expect to hear from you by tomorrow morning. Otherwise, don't expect to see me. That's a pretty nasty email from a businessman. Go ahead.
They lied. Number one, she didn't call and leave a message at my house at 7 in the morning. I hadn't left. When I got back from Amherst, my tape machine said 1:20 in the afternoon.
I just said to you, sir, she has to pay for that lesson.
No, but I'm just saying.
No, listen to me.
Okay.
They have to pay for that lesson.
Okay.
They stood you up. If you say you made the trip, they're going to pay for that lesson.
But
that doesn't explain this
The
kind of email.
The anger is now she had the family emergency as she presented, but it was Nomari who didn't have my money. She was going home because it was like Veterans Day weekend. Now the story has changed that she had family problems.
I don't
And
even know if she
Nomari-
had family problems.
That's what got me so upset, because it was a game, because we had gone over a 2-week period for them, finally getting them to meet me. I don't have time for games. I've trained hundreds of people at that school. I've never had an incident like this.
I can't believe that, sir, when you deal with college students, that you haven't had an incident like this.
Not like this. I haven't,
you
I'm
dealt
telling
with
you.
This is not bizarre. It's two college girls. One decided to go home for Veterans Day weekend. The other one didn't have the other $50. You, however, Mr. Bumpus, and I'm not excusing that, they were a little irresponsible, and they didn't, they didn't respect your time.
But I took away the anger in a future conversation.
I don't care whether you took it away or not. This said, now I'm changing the contract. It's not $150 anymore. Now it's $160. Well, you've already got a lot of their money, far more than you've invested in the boxing lessons, sir. Far more.
Well, that's a matter of what you think value is. I tell everybody that signs up with me, the first class really is what you're paying for. The rest are free, because you learn so much in that first class. They learned things that they wouldn't have learned in 6 months in the average boxing gym. And that's the bottom line.
Just figure this out. $150 divided by 10 lessons equals $15 a lesson per person.
Numerically,
They took-
I understand. Yeah.
That's my job here. I'm not really good at numbers, but that's what it is. It comes out to $15 a lesson for 1 hour. Miss Parker paid you $150. She took one lesson. She missed another lesson that she had scheduled, and I don't find there's any valid reason, because I think that this is all a lot of baloney, this other reason that you gave me, which means that Mr. Bumpus owes you, if you canceled, $120. And the reason I say that is Mr. Bumpus, in his email to you, changed the contract from $150 to $160, and he can't unilaterally do that. So Mr. Bumpus has to refund to you, madam, $120. And he has to refund to Miss Cruz, who only paid $100, and who also, for no valid reason, skipped a class when he was there waiting for you. He's entitled to be paid for his time. He's got other things to do with his time. And you're entitled to $70. Miss Parker, I don't know what statute you're looking at that says you're entitled to treble damages, which you're suing for, triple the $120.
Under the 93A Massachusetts law.
You're not going to get it.
That's
You have to
fine.
act responsibly.
But that's under the law. That's why I had legal advice to do that.
All right. Well, your legal advice was wrong. You have to behave responsibly in order to avail yourself of a claim that is punitive against him, giving you triple the amount of damages that you're suing for. And you two girls did not act really responsibly. You have to start to value other people's professional time. And his time is his money. So you have to act responsibly. You are entitled, however, to a refund in the lessons that you didn't take because Mr. Bumpus changed the terms of the contract. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They both lied so much.
Owner Alan Nelson for the value of a car and for half the cost of a trip to Las Vegas. Alan is countersuing for vandalism to his vehicle.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 149 on the calendar, the matter of Gilhooly versus Nelson.
Thanks, Bert.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Miss Gilhooly, according to your complaint, the defendant was your boyfriend. You lived together for a period of time. You no longer live together, no longer boyfriend and girlfriend, but you claim that he owes you for a car, that he owes you for half of a trip to Las Vegas. The defendant says that the trip to Vegas was a gift. He doesn't discuss the car, which you have. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
And you are counterclaiming because you say that Miss Gilhooly, in a fit of rage, vandalized your car to the tune of $4,700.
That's correct.
Okay. How long did you live together?
15 months, Your Honor.
15 blissful months. When did it start and when did it end?
We met in January and ended April 28th of this year.
Now, tell me about the car.
Your Honor, I purchased the vehicle on January 12th.
And you say you purchased the vehicle.
Correct.
I'm reading between the lines in your complaint when you say you purchased the vehicle. Am I correct that it was supposed to be his car, but he was supposed to pay for it.
Correct.
You took out the loan.
Correct.
Down payment? Who put down the down payment?
Basically, Your Honor, it was a cashier's check. It was paid in full. I took out a personal loan, and the car was purchased by a cashier's check.
And the car was to be his car with monthly payments being made to you to pay back the loan?
Correct.
Is that right, sir?
Yes.
And how much was the total amount of the car that you
The
paid?
vehicle was $2,700.
What kind of car is it?
It's a 93 GMC Jimmy.
Did you pay her back?
No.
Why not?
Well, I was paying the payments until August 20th when we broke up. She
said you broke up in April.
Well, April 28th is when we broke up. Until then, I made payments all the way until April. Last payment I made was April 10th. And then April 28th, when the vandalism was done to the vehicle, I had to get the vehicle fixed eventually.
I see. So the vehicle that she vandalized was this vehicle?
Yes.
So you decided not to make any payments on
Not
it?
until like I owed her anything because she vandalized my vehicle and did the damage.
Gotcha. How much did you pay totally on the car?
I gave her $300 totally towards the loan on the vehicle.
Is that right?
He gave me more, Your Honor. He made 3 payments of, I have it out to $410.
$410. You see how honest she is?
Okay. Yeah.
So that means that you still owe her $22.90 on the car.
Right.
Now tell me about the trip to Las Vegas.
Alan and I were scheduled to leave on a Friday afternoon, and he did not get his paychecks in time. And I stated to Alan, I'm going with or without you, because I was meeting family out there. And he stated to me that he would pay me when I got back.
Your arrangement with him was you would pay for his plane fare.
We drove, Your Honor.
So what kind of expenses did you have when you were there?
Hotel, restaurant, gambling fees, things of that nature.
And what was the total amount?
The total amount for the Vegas trip came out to $1,869.13. I'm asking for $934.56.
Now you tell me your version of the Vegas trip.
Well, the Vegas trip was, I really didn't want to go because I was pretty busy with my work and stuff. And she wanted me to go, and I said, well, I really can't afford to go, and I've got to keep my job and keep busy because we had kind of a slow winter this year. So she goes, well, you come out because she wanted me to meet her family. All of her family was going to be out there. And she goes, well, we got to go out there, and I want to go out there, and I want you to come with me. So I said, well, how's this trip going to work? And she goes, well, I'll take care of it. And if you can pay me back, you can pay me back. And if you can't, you can't. That was the arrangements. But then at the time...
just a second. Hold on a second.
Okay.
So she said, I'll take care of it. And if you can pay me back, you'll pay me back. And if you can't, you can't? Is that what you said?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What kind of work were you doing, Mr. Nelson, at the time that you went on the Vegas trip?
I was working in the heating and air conditioning business, which I do. I do new construction. Plus, we were remodeling, we were finishing her basement in her house.
What work were you doing, Mr. Nelson? You may think that you know where I'm going.
Yeah.
You don't.
Okay.
When was the Vegas trip?
The end of March, Your Honor.
The end of March of this year?
Yes.
Who were you working for where you got a paycheck or cash every week or every 2 weeks?
My job.
Well, what was your job, sir?
Doing my job, heating and air conditioning construction.
Heating and air conditioning and construction.
Yep.
Are you still working for the same company?
I worked for a few different builders.
Is this your busy season?
Yep.
This season?
Yeah, summer.
Summer is your busy season?
Yep.
Is it busier than it was in March? Or the same?
About the same.
Good. So that you can pay her back. The contract was you would go on the trip to Vegas, and according to you, if you can pay her back, you will. And if you can't, you can't. But you can, because you have a job and you have money, so you can pay her back. Right? Perfect. So it wasn't a gift. You just told me what the terms of the contract were. You got it, Mr. Nelson?
Yep.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She asked me, well, I want the keys to the truck. I said, no, you can't drive the truck, you're drunk. And then she just started going crazy on my truck. The key in the vehicle, pulling on bent the antenna, broke my wipers off.
Did you do anything to his antenna?
I bent it, but I put it back.
And later today,
I worked 6 and sometimes 7 days a week in order to make ends meet.
And who was taking care of the children when you were working?
She would be there at the house during that period of time.
And if she wasn't watching them, someone would have had to have watched them. Right?
I could have taken care of that too.
I'm sure you could have, but you didn't.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Deborah Gilhooly says her ex-boyfriend Alan Nelson owes for the unpaid balance on a car. Alan says he stopped paying after Deborah vandalized the vehicle.
Tell me about the vandalism to your car.
Okay, here's some pictures, Your Honor.
Oh, tell me about when it happened, sir.
Well, we were at the bar on April 28th, 2002. It happened about 5:30. I ran into a few friends at a local bar that I hang out in where I grew up. And Debbie doesn't like the person that I met. She got angry. She had a few beers in her. She was intoxicated. She went off and sat in the corner by herself at the bar. And we didn't talk for 30 minutes. Then she came back to me. And then she asked me, well, I want the keys to the truck. I said, no, you can't drive the truck. You're drunk. Oh, no. And she goes, no, my little brother was there. My brother Kevin was there. My brother Kevin was there. And he offered to give her a ride home. So then they walked out, and then she just started going crazy on my truck. And then she comes back in the place, and she goes,
what do you mean start going crazy?
She just started riding over, lipstick all over, key in the vehicle, pulling on bent the antenna, broke my wipers off. And I got pictures to prove the damage.
I'd like to take a look at the pictures. Did you damage his truck?
I wrote on the vehicle, yes, Your Honor.
Did you key it?
No, I wrote with the ballpoint pen.
Well, if you wrote with a ballpoint pen, that means it scratched it.
Right, but it wasn't a key. Sorry.
Keyed, wrote with a ballpoint pen. Well, you can't do that.
I understand that.
Did you do anything to his antenna?
I bent it, but I put it back. I'm sorry.
So what does your car need? A new paint job?
Yeah, I have an estimate here for you, too.
The estimate better be a real cheap estimate, sir.
Oh, I got more damage. There's still more pictures.
Listen to me.
Okay.
You paid $2,700 for this car.
Yep.
You think I'm going to let you paint it and fix it for $5,600?
No, I didn't ask for that.
You think I'm going to let you paint it and fix it for $4,700, which is what your counterclaim is?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wrong. In whose name is the car titled?
My name. And right now there's a loan against it.
Really?
Yeah.
For what?
I had to pay for the transfer case, and transmission went out after her and I separated. And I had to take a loan against it to get it out of the shop. And it was $2,600, and I borrowed $3,000 against it.
Somebody gave you $3,000 against a $2,700 car?
Yep.
That's why banks are failing.
Can I see the evidence as far as that lien? And
Sure. I'll show you the pictures. Do you have the lien?
I
I don't have a lien with
I
me
also
now,
have pictures too.
But I have pictures, too, of this more that I want to show you. This profanity that's on the vehicle.
She wrote all over your car.
But 42 years old? That's, I mean, a 17-year-old kid wouldn't even do that. I mean, come on, she's 42 years old. Come on. How
old are you?
27. How mental stable is that?
What? You probably did the wrong thing.
So take it out of my vehicle, then I got to drive around this
No.
vehicle that says F you all over it, all kinds of profanity all over it. I got to drive it all over the place.
What? It's a car that you don't have to drive anywhere. You didn't pay for it.
But I did do work for her in her house. I did remodel. I did do the basement.
Were you living in the house?
Yes, I was.
How much rent were you paying?
I was paying whatever I could afford to pay her. But then
Listen to me. That's not an answer.
Okay.
So you worked off your rent?
$10,000 worth?
Yeah, well, you know, some people are more expensive than others. Ms. Kahuli, you see, your problem is that he owes you $22.90 for the car.
Correct.
He could probably get the car painted and buffed out or whatever, so it would look reasonable. At least he wouldn't walk around looking like a large profanity sign, you know, for $500-600. Or maybe he did. Did you have it painted, by the way?
No, I have not done it yet.
So you're driving around with a car that is really terrible looking.
Your Honor, he buffed out the word liar. I have pictures of that, too.
He what?
He buffed out the word liar. You got that out of the vehicle.
Well, you know, when you have a temper tantrum, you got to pay for your temper tantrum.
I understand.
And your temper tantrum's got to cost you some money. So I'm issuing a judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,624. I have deducted the $600 so that Mr. Nelson can get his car painted.
Yes, Your Honor.
Modestly painted. And I suggest that you both go, be happy. You have had no contact since April?
A little bit, not much.
What do you mean a little bit, not much?
We're trying to set up appointments to meet, but it's over. My life's been on. I've got a kid on the way, so.
Got a kid on the way?
Yes.
When?
It's due February.
Oh, when did you get married?
I am not married.
Wunderbar. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor. You may step out.
And I helped the investor make her house go up and her value of her house go up and everything, about $30,000, and then I still got paid paying $2,600 some odd dollars. I don't think that's fair.
I would have liked to seen the vehicle back, but oh well.
She's psycho. She has mental problems.
He's a basic idiot.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Toller versus Falk. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Renee Toller is suing her ex-boyfriend, service technician Bobby Falk, for an unpaid loan. Bobby says the purpose of the loan was to get Renee out of debt.
Miss Toller, the defendant is your former boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you live together?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
From when to when?
I think I moved in with him last year, around June. We planned to have a baby together. I got pregnant 2 months later after I went off the pill. He got a summons to court to go.
You're getting way ahead of yourself. I asked you a question. When did you move in together? You said June.
June.
June of 2001.
Yes, ma'am.
And when did you move out?
Moved all my belongings out the morning of April 13th.
It is your claim that during the time that you lived together, you took out a personal loan so that Mr. Falk could pay some back child support.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, my ex-mother-in-law took out the loan for us.
Your ex-mother-in-law?
Yes, ma'am. My children's paternal grandmother.
How many children do you have?
I have 2.
And when is this baby expected?
In 22 days.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Renee Toller says the father of her unborn child, Bobby Falk, owes for a loan. Bobby says the loan was taken out so Renee could clear up her debt.
Now tell me about this loan. Did you agree to pay back your ex-mother-in-law?
Yes, both of us did. Bobby said he could pay it off within 90 days. He had 2 vinyl siding jobs coming up.
What was the total amount of the loan?
$3,500.
And how much of it was used to pay his child support?
$2,600.
Was that money given to him?
Mm-hmm.
By
Yes.
whom?
The loan was deposited in my bank account. The money order that paid his child support came out of my bank account. And I have the papers here.
Let me see. Are you paying back the loan?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, while we lived together, we both paid it back. When I moved out, I called Bobby to ask for help to pay on the payments.
Okay, just 1 second. So while you were living together, you were both paying?
We both paid it, uh-huh.
It's not your allegation that he owes $2,600
No, it's
anymore.
$2,248.93. That's the remainder of the loan.
And how did you arrive at that figure?
That was the remainder of the loan.
Well, it was the remainder of what loan? The $3,500 loan that you took out?
$3,500.
Well, but you only gave him $2,600 to pay child support.
Mm-hmm.
Where did the other money go to?
I'm not sure exactly what we did with it. We may have made a house payment with the other $900.
Well, I don't know either, but that's...
I don't either.
Well, if you paid back...
Together, we paid back the other $900 already.
I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But if some of that money was not used for his child support, he's not responsible for that other money. So far, is that correct, sir, that you paid back $900?
I think so, yes, ma'am.
Were you working?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
And you were working?
Till 5 weeks before April 12th.
5
I was
weeks
working.
before. So from September until March, you were working. Fine. Did she pay money to your child support?
I think there was some money paid, yes, ma'am.
Do you know how much?
Not right offhand, ma'am.
Does $2,600 sound right?
That could be.
Oh, there you go.
However, I was the only sole breadwinner of the family there for quite a period of time. The period of time that she says she was working is not correct. She did not work the entire time she said that she worked.
Well, when did she work, sir?
Well, on a weekly basis, you mean 2 to maybe 3 days a week.
But you were living together as a family.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not going to go into 2 or 3 days a week and you were working 5 days a week. Paid back as a family $900 towards this loan. However, there is a substantial portion of it, or at least a big piece of it, that was not used for your child support, which is what she's suing for, $2,600. According to my calculations, if you acknowledge that this loan was taken out, at least 2/3 of it was taken out for your child support, you originally owed $2,600, and I'm giving you credit for $600, which is 2/3 of the $900 that was paid for, which comes out to $2,000. Now, you want to explain to me, sir, why you don't owe $2,000?
Yes, ma'am. like I said, from the beginning of the time that she moved in with me, we were both working on the same job for construction. She had problems with being out in the sun, out in the heat, so she very seldom was able to work on that job. Soon after, she got a job inside of an apartment complex in an office. During that period of time, I worked 6 and sometimes 7 days a week in order to make ends meet. You keep in mind, I have 2 children, she had her 2 children, and the both of us was in my house, which meant that I was the sole breadwinner, more or less, for the entire group.
Were your children living with you?
For the biggest part of the time, yes, ma'am. At that point in time, they were.
How old are they?
I have a son that's 8 and a daughter that's 13.
And who was taking care of the children when you were working?
She would be there at the house during that period of time. Yes, ma'am, while she was asleep, what have you.
Whatever.
So who was watching my kids?
Whatever. You weren't there. Someone was watching them.
Somebody had to work.
And if she wasn't watching them, someone would have had to have watched them. Right?
I could have taken care of that, too.
I'm sure you could have, but you didn't. Keep going. I'm still waiting for a reason why you don't owe $2,000 on this loan.
Well, I feel that if things was to be fair, then we could look at as to what, money was spent as far as paying everybody's bills, my bills, her bills, and taking care of everybody else that was in the household at the same time.
Why should she be responsible for paying your back child support?
Nobody said she was responsible for it.
Well, she is responsible for it if this loan
Something
is
she
her
chose to do on her own.
What?
That would be something she chose to do on her own. I never signed the first piece of paper for that note.
No, but you agreed to pay it back.
Did you get a notice from Child Support Enforcement that you owe this money?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And did the notice from Child Support Enforcement